back. You're now tuned into the other side of sports. It's your host, Laws in the building. It's me, it's Aaron. We here, we rocking out. Got a lot of stuff on tap. First things first, Alabama Riverboat Brawl, dog. We, I'm sure you've seen it by now. What did
You
you
already
think,
know.
dog? Hey, they got a
It
hip
made me
hop
happy.
song out of it. What part of it made you happy, Aaron? You saw
The
us
whole
come
thing,
together.
dog. The whole thing. Bama swam across the river to get to the Bama. They said them niggas squatted up like the Avengers, yeah?
They had to, dog.
And started
All
thrashing.
started because main man didn't want to move his boat. So I guess he thought he was just gonna handle the old security Bama. That Bama threw his hat up in the air at the bat signal. Bama's came out the woodwork.
It's so much
Hey,
funny stuff
son,
about that. Like, it was like
dog,
a
this
minute and a
guy,
half worth of video, but it's like so many notable funny moments that instantly go viral. The
hey, they
chair.
came to the rescue, dog. The chair, you saw the chair, you saw main man hit Slim with the chair,
He was wielding that
WWE
joint like a
style.
sword, and the joint was moving so swiftly. When he was recoiling, bam, bam, bam. I'm like, yo, what?
Jeez. I said, oh my goodness. Hey, they had to get to it though. You couldn't let my man out that junk get beat up, though.
And
That's
three charges was filed against only three people. Guess who? The troublemakers. Get them out of
what
here. Get them out of
Alabama
here.
done turned the leaf, dog.
It still got to go to the jury, but for now we
Hey,
can celebrate.
yeah. They gonna put a video up and exonerate them Bamas, dog. You already know.
They gonna get
Yeah.
probation.
Dog, let me
Judge
ask
gonna
this
be like, y'all
question.
got punished enough.
They did get a wood. They got work, dog. Them Bamas got work. And let that serve as a lesson to Bama's out here just starting stuff for no reason, dog. Just follow the rules. They think the rules don't apply. It's like, what Aaron, what would you have done if you was on the boat or out that jump? Would you have jumped in?
Of course.
I'm trying to think if I'd have jumped in.
Because you get a get out of jail free card if you basically you helping the police essentially. So I'm gonna get in court and lie. I'm gonna be like, I saw the officer in distress, and I'm pro law and order, and I just wanted to help restore the situation, restore peace to the community.
I saw the officer down. And
Right.
it looked like the backup was coming,
And
so
my instincts
I
just
jumped
kicked in.
in. Hey, dog, how many times we said that, dog? Every story you gotta have a rationale to put out there. You can't just jump in with no story behind
I'm gonna come in that joint with a suit on, clean, glasses on. You ain't never seen me with glasses. No, I'm gonna play the system just like they do.
you. Hey, dog. Yeah, dog. I'm trying to think if it real life, Joe, and I
You
seen the
got to,
Bama's
dog.
look.
They was mobbing him.
Yeah, they was
If the
mobbing
Bama's
him.
didn't come help him, he would have been thrashed out.
Yeah,
That Bama
he
would have
done
been
got
asleep.
thrashed. Yeah, he done got thrashed out. You're right. I'd have jumped in there, but I wouldn't have jumped in right away.
You'd have waited
Cause,
till he
cause,
was asleep.
nah,
His wings
not
would have
till he was,
been getting
nah,
custom
nah,
fitted.
nah,
He would have
nah,
been on his
nah,
way
nah,
out of here.
not till he was asleep. When I saw it, like, cause young, it's situations where three Bamas could be verse one, but one Bama know how to fight and the other Bamas don't, and
Clearly,
so
security ain't
it's
know how to fight though. He went
yeah,
down pretty quick.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
the
You're
Bama did
right.
the flying knee kick, like the Sagat joint from Street Fighter, and he was trying to grab him by the head instead of throw punches. That's how you know a
Yeah.
Bama don't fight. If the punch isn't his first recourse,
That's
then
yeah,
then a Bama don't got hands
because
for real.
really them Bamas ain't had no hands. And all you had to do was just no. Whenever you about to fight three Bamas or three Bamas, you got to sleep one.
You hit the biggest Bama.
Once you yeah,
Whoever
once
the
you
biggest
sleep
threat
one,
is, that's who you swing on.
yo, it turned the tide. Once Bama see, oh, this Bama got hands, they get nervous and they start backing away. Then you got the upper hand. But if you let the joke go on, they kind of put the Bama in the headlock and was wrestling them, and like, yeah, bro, you got the bing, bing, and hit one Bama just like had them stop the tape real quick and think about it. But Yeah, dog. I'm glad Bama's came to the rescue, and you know that joke was wild, bro. That joke was wild. Um, on to some sports. The hot topic today, dog, is everybody's been talking about Eric Bieniemy and this whole thing. I guess some players came to Ron Rivera, and Ron got to stop doing this, dog. I don't know if this is his way of trying to like protect himself during the season and trying to earn goodwill with the players to try to be like,
This is the only thing
but
he's good at. The only thing he's good at is these little viral video and soundbite moments that keep going viral with it. That's the only thing he's good at and consistent with. That's got to
nonetheless,
stay in house.
this Bama Ron Rivera is going to say, yes, some players have, you know, expressed some displeasure, with Eric Bieniemy's style of coaching, and so he told them players to go talk to him. And so Bieniemy had to answer questions about this, and he basically said that a lot of the guys that didn't want to approach me, they just don't know me that well, and essentially, and I'm paraphrasing, and he's saying like essentially, I have a way of like how I operate, you know what I'm saying, and it's a very high standard, and he's you know he's trying to do the best for the football team, and I don't I don't think that he necessarily should have to defend himself. Though the Washington Commanders have not done anything from a win-loss standpoint to be deserving of equity in somebody like going easy on them or trying to. I don't even think that it's a thing that coaches need to do. Like, yes, you need to understand who the players and how to reach certain players, but though he has a job to do, and there's a high expectation that's specifically with him. You know what I'm saying? Coming in to this whole situation, like this offense was putrid last year, and for him to be like having to navigate these soft cookie dough Bama's on the team who not been coached hard, like I, I don't. What is he supposed to do, dog?
I don't know that he's supposed to do anything, but just another idiot move from Ron because this just does two things from my perspective. One, for this fan base, they already don't like the players like that, and they already looking for something to beat the drum about and complain about. And it just makes them look soft. And like the offense was anemic last year, terrible. The defense was top five, and these Bama still didn't make the playoffs, which tells you how bad the offense was. They didn't score over 20 a game. So where do they even get off going to the coach? And why would Ron think it's a good thing to come out and say that? Like, what did he think he would gain? That part I don't understand. And then he also seems not to know what to keep in house. Like, that's part of being the head coach. He gets mad at everybody else and acts like everything else is a distraction, but he's the biggest distraction on that team. It just
Yeah,
for Eric Bieniemy to have to answer those questions, to throw those players under the bus after the year that they had last year, and it also goes to show you how terribly they were coached last year and why they were probably trash. These Bama's weak going to the it's too intense. This Bama coming off a Super Bowl. And for Ron to think
I
that
don't.
was a good thing to release, to me, it's mind boggling. Like I've always called him dumb, but like for me, just I don't know what he was thinking to make him think, oh, this is going to be this is going to be good. This is going to help the team.
Dog, if it doesn't do anything positive. If anything, it sows a wedge between you and your coaches because he's like, oh, I can't count on this Bama to like support me or have my back out here, and like he's against me. And the jump is just it's foolish. And I mean, this just shows more and more why Ron Rivera should not be the coach of the football team. He's the mother, and Eric Bieniemy is the dad of the situation. Because essentially, it's like they went to mom when they ain't like the rules dad was setting, and so they went to mom and was like, "Mom, daddy's being too tough on us. Can you?" And he's like, "Well, you need to talk to your father and see." But like, dog, it's little kid games they playing over there. No, these Bamas have been steeped in mediocrity so long that when real winning steps into the building, these Bamas don't know how to respond or how to act.
I'm gonna go out on
To
a
the
limb.
point where Ron Rivera don't even know what to do. This Bama's such a loser that when they got winning culture being put into the team. And granted, I'm not even saying like some people are like, well, if he calling Bama's out their name and talking crazy to them and stuff like that, dog, if you don't want the Bama talking crazy to you,
I don't care if he
before
talk about your mother, your grandmother. The Bama just came off a Super Bowl. Whatever he was doing in Kansas City, do that same stuff here.
if that Bama say put your eat gravel off the floor, you better eat gravel off the floor. If it's within the CBA bargaining tools, then you need to be doing it, dog. Unless that Bama got y'all going head up behind closed doors with helmet and equipment, like you know what I'm
If
saying.
he
That's
did it
clearly
in Kansas City, do it here. I don't care what it is. I don't care if he
you
had
know,
Bama's dueling with firearms behind the scenes, dog. If they did it in Kansas City, do it here. Anything else is a travesty.
you say you don't care,
Anything
man.
else is a travesty. That
You say
should be
whatever it
what
takes.
that should be the standard for all of the fans
I,
who they act like losing is so bad and so
but these
miserable.
Bamas, but this is the thing. This is the problem, Aaron. The fan base is losers too. They done got so comfortable with losing that they ready to go to bat for the players. Like, he shouldn't be talking to them any kind of way. Like, it's too much. He has to calm down. And, well, like, no.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it wasn't Terry McLaurin.
It's not Terry.
And I'm gonna say
it's not Terry.
Because he's young, I want to say it's not Jahan Dotson, but I know that generation is very different and they real sensitive about how people talk to them. But I'm gonna go ahead and say it's not Terry McLaurin. Outside of that, I'm cutting whoever come to me and say it's too intense. I'm cutting the Bama. You want waivers because it ain't Terry. Everybody else in that offense is expendable.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I'm getting on the trade line before I leak it to the media. I'm calling. Y'all got so and so available, or all these Bamas. They said Saquon Barkley was looking for a trade, a couple of other Bamas. I'm making moves. I'm getting everybody who come complaining about it's too intense off the team because you doing me a favor. You let me know where the weak links are on the offense.
Yeah, exactly. If you can't cut it or hack it, get them out of here.
And it's training camp. It's not the real bullets ain't even been fired yet.
No, and these Bamas, let me tell you something. Yeah, I'm gonna get my nephew on here one day and we gonna talk. This Bama told me in San Francisco, when he played on the San Francisco 49ers, they went to the Super Bowl that year, dog. He said in training camp that year, when Bamas would win drills, you would not get off the field when you won the drill. You would keep going in the next drill. And you would keep your reward was keep going. That was your reward. Like, it wasn't like, oh, I get a rest now because I won this drill, or I manhandled my guy. You know what I'm saying? Now I get the rest. No, you was going back on the field doing it again and again and again. And the coaches was like, this is the winning formula. When you go to the playoffs, when you lose, you go home. When you win, you go on to the next week. And it comes down to what players can push further than the other players. And that's just the bottom line. So Eric Bieniemy understands this concept that you don't get no rest when you win matchups and stuff like that. You got to continue to press on and be great. And these Bamas, they want to sip water and go to the locker room and chill. Like, oh yeah, young, I won. Like, I'm good. Like, I get the rest and we get off tomorrow. Like, it's like, no, that's not what the winning teams do. So anybody on this roster that's crying or like, it's too much. He keeps yelling at me. He called me a son of a bee and said my head looked like a grapefruit. And
cut.
I can't get him out of here, dog. Waiver wire immediately, because that just shows them Bamas don't want to win. If it's within the CBA agreement, like, dog, the Bama, and trust me, like, I don't think it's going as far with the Bama guy. I'm doing suicides and stuff like that with equipment on and the hot sun and all like that. I just think he just really cares about the details. And if Bama's do a drill twice and they don't get it right, he'd be like, we're going to be out here until we get the drill right. And these Bama's not used to that, because before, when the drill didn't go right, they just, this is a terrible day of practice. Let's get out. We'll get back. We'll get at it tomorrow. That was their mindset. And this Bama's like, I might not have no tomorrow, dog. This season, who knows, Aaron? It's a whole new ownership group. Dog, you got to earn your keep. You got to show that
I'm going to find out who the players were. By next week, we're going to have a list, an indictment the Bama's that was the ones
No, I'm
talking
telling
about
you
it was
this,
too
though.
crazy.
I doubt it's very serious that
I
it's
know it
like
ain't McLaurin. That's the one thing I
it
know.
ain't McLaurin. I'm trying. Maybe it's I,
It's probably old lineman for
maybe
sure.
Gibson. Oh, definitely old
It's
lineman.
definitely those. I know
Oh,
it's old
definitely old
lineman
lineman.
involved.
Because them Bama's lazy, dog. We just gonna keep it all the way 100.
I don't believe it's Brian Robinson from Alabama because Nick Saban be
Okay.
talking crazy to
Yeah, yeah.
Bama's
And the
down
Bama
there.
got shot too, so he came back from that. I think he'd be okay with the Bama yelling at him. He's straight.
So I think it's
Uh,
probably it could be like some of
Antonio
the
Gibson.
receivers because he has fallen so far with coaches. I don't know that he would have. I don't even think he liked Ron like that. Like I don't think he'd get
Yeah,
along with Ron
yeah.
because Ron was trying to make examples of
To
him,
go to Ron and then be like looking
putting a
for him.
sorry
Yeah,
player
nah.
ahead of him.
And
So
yeah,
yeah.
cross
So I
Antonio
don't
Gibson
think it's
off.
Gibson. I could see it
Uh-uh.
being Johan Dotson only because of the
Uh-huh.
age. Like he's so young, and this generation is not used to Bama just talking to them crazy, talking to them
Yeah,
any
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
way. So I could see kind of him being one of the
Okay.
people. Maybe
Okay.
Curtis Samuel, who was with Ron in other
Oh
place.
yeah,
It's so
yeah.
many Carolina guys. I could see them, and they were with Norv Turner's son
What
before.
about the tight end group? Because that's a little
They sorry though. Like
yeah, they
sorry Bama's going to the coach.
yeah, you're right. But you never know, dog.
For me, it would have to be starters who were with Ron before in Carolina. Like to me,
Mhm.
that's the
To
flashing
have to feel comfortable enough to go
right,
to him and be like, "Mommy,
and to be loser enough to feel like this winning coach is doing things one way. Let me go to the loser coach and complain about it. So it's just to me, I think Curtis Samuels is one of them because he stayed injury prone. So he probably like we gotta
mhm.
go do this again. Like he
Yeah, like
already trying to like
I
safeguard
need
his
to rest."
body. Right. I can see him definitely
Okay,
being one. Um,
and Jahan
and old
Dotson,
lineman.
and old lineman. Yeah, nah, I
I'm not
agree.
convinced it's Jahan, but just because of the age, I
Yeah,
can
the age,
see.
yeah.
I can't say one way or
But
another.
Jahan make plays, and I feel like the Bama is savvy enough.
But
I mean,
that's the thing. This is what
it's
I
all
think
a
the
new
issue
offense
is.
too. So
Bama's making plays in training camp. You remember how Chris the practices used to be? Like when you got Bama's who cook on offense, like you're gonna kill in practice. But it's the details. Like this not gonna work in the game. Like I used to be yelling at Trav. He make a catch. I'm like you. It's that stuff that gets the Bama's. Like you made the catch, but that's not gonna fly in the game. You basket
yeah,
catching. You
yeah,
not
yeah,
taking care of the
yeah,
details
yeah,
right. You didn't run
yeah,
the
yeah,
route right.
yeah,
I
yeah,
made
yeah,
the play. I made the catch, and
yeah,
Bama's get frustrated, and that's when they
yeah,
run to the
yeah,
other
yeah.
Bama's like, "Yeah, I hate
Oh,
this Bama. I made the catch. I made the play. I got the touchdown. And he's still
I
yelling."
get, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
that's the
yeah,
difference between
yeah,
championship
yeah,
football
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
sorry
yeah,
bum
yeah,
Bama's. So
yeah,
that's what
yeah.
I think the issue is. It's Bama's who are
Aaron, you hit it
good,
right on the nose, though.
but
That's
not win
exactly what
good.
happened. Yeah, yeah. Bama's are good, got by. And last year, that was, excellent catch. And
Right.
even though the Bama ran the wrong route and just made a play, jumped over the Bama,
Right.
and the whole throw was messed up.
And
They
Scott
just
Turner,
gave,
like, yeah, practice was good. No balls hit the floor, all this other stuff. And it's just that's the difference between losers and winners.
then you get in the game, and then the Bama's all out of position. Bama just
Right.
break the line and just Bama's in the backfield right off the break city. You're like, what is you doing?
Doing the same
Bama's
things
not
they was doing in
working.
practice, but making plays. And all of a sudden they can't
And,
make the
and
plays.
and that's good too because it sets the expectation that like, dog, I'm gonna put the Bama's in the game who can get what I'm looking for to get done. And if you can't do it, then we're gonna find somebody else who can. And that's a winning
And that's another
formula.
key. We'll find out during the season when we see the strange minutes and substitution patterns where we like, oh, so and so getting an early look. Like we weren't expecting this. We thought so and so would be getting these minutes or getting these looks or getting these catches. Then you're gonna find out, oh, these were the Bambas who thought the standard was the old standard with Scott Turner versus guys who didn't complain, just did what the coach asked them to do or kept it moving, played through whatever frustrations they had. It'll all sort itself out. And then
Yeah.
Bama's will start be coming out with these stories acting like they knew the whole time, but you know how it go.
Yeah, nah. That's a fact. I just right. This don't even have to be a story. Now this Jones is getting legs, it's getting national attention, and when it didn't even have to do that.
This gig is too big for him. He's used to coaching in Carolina. Like he needs to be in some small market team where the little idiot stuff he doesn't like it's not like a blurb on the radar. I just don't think coaching wise he's good enough, and mentally he's big enough to be coaching for this team, especially with the attention that's going to be on this team with the new ownership, the expectations for things to be drastically different, even though they got the same roster they had basically when Dan was here. Like, to me, it's too big for him, and I just don't see him being here next year.
Yeah, they got to move on though, because there's a person in the building that's even willing to kind of put up with some of the soft way. And like I actually listened to the radio today for a little bit, and I heard callers calling in, and it was just like, that's something Eric Bieniemy needs to learn from Ron, like how to
What the
talk
hell
to
he
the
need to
player.
learn from Ron? You
Nothing.
kidding me?
I'm telling you, that's what people were saying, Ern. Like,
Dog,
oh, that's one of the reasons why he didn't get a head coaching job, because like this is the narrative that they was painting, and I'm like, no, we not saying that the Bama, like, everybody can see how the offense has taken a leap since he's gotten the building. Like, the offense is night and day to what it was last year, and everybody who's been reporting on it has been able to see it, right? And now it's just like they looking to find something to just kind of knock this man. It's like, yo, if these Bammers put up 27 points a game, or they put up 24 plus points a game, what are we talking about?
but they have to justify dismissing the reason he didn't get a job. So they're still, even though he came to Washington, the same people who were making excuses for why he didn't get a job and trying to connect dots on stuff that didn't exist, their whiteness still forces them to be like, I'm rooting for him now, but this is the reason. Like when they don't see how other coaches talk to people. Crazy.
Crazy. Yeah.
But
So
it's always an excuse to justify their behavior, their brethren. You know how that go. I want him to do whatever he did in Kansas City. I don't give what it was.
If he had them Bama's outside the farm going head up with horses and cows and
Dog, I don't care what it was.
iron tight like this, right?
I don't care if he was punching Bama's with brass knuckles when they dropped whatever he was doing in Kansas City. Y'all need to be hoping he do it here. Grown ass man, y'all worry about how he talking to grown men. That's why society going in the direction it's going.
Dog, it's bad, dog. You see, they coming after everybody, dog, for all types of stuff. Yeah, you just ain't nobody safe out here no more. Yeah, it's a wild world. Thursday we got NFL games preseason. What you looking forward to? This is the first preseason main slot, Joe. Who you trying to see?
Nothing.
You got CJ Stroud. You got.
They're not. I don't think they're gonna play long. This is the first week joint. I feel like they play. So I don't know if CJ Stroud's gonna start. I mean, I guess he should start.
He said they named him starter.
Yeah, so I just don't imagine him playing that long. He might get a series, 2 series. So I think this is just like the warm up, the dress rehearsal, like get Bama's excited and used to scheduling to watch football Thursdays, Sundays. So I really don't expect to see anything really. Does your team have a home game? I want to see if that sell out. Maybe. Bama's gonna go extra to stick it to Dan. No, but just because Dan sold the team, they might try to fake rally and just pack the joint out as like a celebration or a token, a middle finger to Dan.
Well, it's not a home game. Their first preseason game is against the Browns in Cleveland.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's Friday, and then they play the following week, the 17th, on a Thursday. They play on a Monday, August 21st. So
a Monday, a preseason Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be sweet. Where is it at?
It's in Washington. It's at our home versus the Ravens. And in the last preseason, Joe, nobody cares though.
It's only 3 now.
Yeah. Because they added the extra games to the thing.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
Is this the first season where they had the 3 preseason drinks, or they had it last year?
They did it last year. Yeah, they did it last year.
So maybe they will get more spin. I forgot all about that. They might get a
Yeah,
quarter. You think? Quarter?
yeah, they're gonna get more than a quarter. I think CJ Stroud will probably be out there a quarter and a half, maybe two, and at halftime they probably pull him. I know we're gonna see a lot of what's his name for the Commanders. They gonna definitely let him rock.
I don't even remember who they drafted. Oh,
Not a
the
quarterback.
DB. The DB.
Yeah, but I'm saying the quarterback gonna probably play.
Oh, you talking about how?
Yeah, Howell, Sam Howell gonna definitely play because he gonna want to see what it looked like.
It depends on how it look. If it's looking garbage out there, they might snatch that Bama off the field real quick because they got to hold that goodwill to the season start at least 3-4 weeks.
They gonna try to hold on to it though.
Unfortunately, though, if he plays terrible, I believe Jacoby Brissett will get Ron potentially another year because I think if Brissett ends up playing with the defense that they have, him being steady, doesn't risk the ball that much. He's actually like a perfect Ron Rivera type of guy. Doesn't take too many chances down the field. I think them Bama's might make the
You think
playoffs with
he'll get him?
Jacoby
He'll get
Brissett.
him to really? Wow, that's
That's not what I
bold.
want. I want these Bama's to be awful.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't think they'll be awful. The Washington Commanders
I
are
don't
never
either.
awful. They
That's why
just they just
they
don't
stay middle
they
of the
just don't
road.
win. They just don't. Yeah, they just middle of the road. They just don't win enough for it to matter. But yeah, yeah.
They just need the regime gone. The head coach and D coordinator got to go for me. I can't root
Agreed.
for the team until
Agreed, dog. Young, what's up with this Deion Sanders hate, dog? I'm here. I hate to make it a racial thing, dog, but it
you didn't
just
make it a racial thing. They did. You responding and talking about what's going on is not you made. That's how they trick your mind, dog. They made it racial because they don't do this to nobody else.
yo, I'm hearing and all the people who are saying it, it's no black people saying it, dog. And usually it'd be like one coon chip that Bama will be out there to say stuff and slander him. But I never hear the black people like I mean outside the what's that Bama, the coon chip master? Uh
Acho.
nah, he up there. But it's
Oh, you talking about the fat Bama, the
yeah,
big
the
fat
fat Bama.
Bama,
Yeah, yeah, bald
with the
head.
fade. What is his
Yeah,
name?
get him out of here, dog.
Whitlock. Jason
Whitlock.
Whitlock.
Outside of him, he always gonna hate.
This
But
is what I'll
like,
say.
go ahead.
I love Deion. Love
I love
Deion.
Deion, dog.
But part of the reason why they not coming out and slandering him is because he also got a little bit of a coon chip. He leaned over there with like he piled around with a lot of those Bamas that is against Niggas for real. But because it's like Shaq gets this, Jordan gets this, because Bama's love them so much and adulate them so much, they
Yeah,
don't really 100% get exposed to what most other people get exposed to until they do something against the grain, like Deion's doing now. So
mhm.
like if Jordan ran for president as a Democrat, then he would finally see how much white people don't like him. Or if Shaq did that, he would finally get to see the animosity that they don't get because they get treated like superheroes in a
That's a
sense.
fact.
And I think Deion is one of he lived down in Dallas. He be messing with Barstool. It's a lot of little stuff that I be seeing him do where it's like he
Yeah,
go on both
he,
sides,
yeah, yeah,
but he
yeah.
get love on both sides. So it's
He
kind
do
of
get love.
you know what I mean. So that's I think that's the reason why he's not. The coons usually come in and tag in and finish the job when the whiteys start the terrible
You already,
narratives.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
dig it
yeah,
in, like this is true
yeah,
because
yeah,
I'm saying it, or because somebody black
yeah,
is saying it. But I think that's the reason why Deion isn't experiencing that yet. They're gonna
yeah.
wait and see. Like everybody has respect for the Bama, and so it's
Mhm.
like they want him to do well. I'm talking about us,
Okay.
regardless of what side of the fence they're on. They want to see the
Mhm.
Bama do well, and so if he start losing, though, that gives them the green light to join, the other side and start coming up and blaming like him for the reason the team's sorry when they won one game last year.
So they won one game last year. Right now, I think the spread is 3.5
Right,
for the team, right?
and it's gonna be
And
hard to them to get that for because that schedule is brutal.
dog, the schedule is brutal. But this is the thing though, dog.
Two
And
games
maybe
is an
this is just
improvement.
my heart speaking, though. Like my heart, like wanting this Bama to really just shut up the nation and just win like an insane amount of games, and get a bowl bid because dog, the visceral hate that's like I like Deion, but he's not gonna win more than 3 games and like just trying to like dig in.
But that might be the
Can he?
case. But you can't attribute him not winning 4 games to him doing things differently than everybody else did it. They won 1 game last year. The team is trash. That's part of the reason why they was able to just allow him
But
to
you
come in and be himself fully.
but this is the thing though. They want to like paint the picture like, oh, you came in here, you did all this shuffling with the roster, and you only did this. All these
I
changes and
only won
shuffles.
3 more games than the previous coach in the previous regime.
Yeah.
Like, first of
But
all, this is anywhere in college. When Alabama get fired, it's probably because the team is trash. Because you got to recruit. It take for your people that you recruit to become upperclassmen. That takes at least 3 years. So you're not going to see the fruits of everything he's doing completely until that 3rd, 4th year, 5th year to be able to judge him. And he might. You really, especially as a black coach, you're not going to get the 5th year as a benefit of the doubt. So we talking 3rd, 4th year. You expect to see, a big difference, but you want to see marked improvement along the way. So 3 games this year, 5 games next year, and then you talking about, okay, these Bama should be competing for. Well, I don't know what the Pac-12 is going to be after this, but
so yeah, that jump is
it's only 3 teams left. But
dog. So right now, their schedule consists of TCU.
loss,
That's the first game.
loss,
Second game, Nebraska.
loss,
Then Colorado State.
win, 1
Then
and 2,
Oregon.
loss,
Then USC.
loss,
Then Arizona State.
loss.
Stanford.
That's a winnable game.
Then UCLA.
Loss,
Oregon State.
loss. See the schedule. You
Arizona,
can't do anything about the
Arizona,
schedule. Winnable game,
Washington State,
loss,
Utah.
loss.
Dang.
You can't go like
Is the roster that is it
they
that
won 1 game, and it's not even the SEC. They won 1 game. You can't like. It's so hard to overcome that in college football where there's no parity. It's no draft. It's no free agency.
but it's recruiting though, dog, and he's been able to recruit.
So you want him to recruit seniors and sophomores, the Bama's who's actually going to be on the field playing? How can he do
No,
that?
you got
The transfer
to
portal,
get. He's done that. He's used the transfer portal, dog.
right?
That
But
roster is turned over. I think that roster is light years ahead of what it was last year.
I think there's definitely more talent infused, but I can't say light years with guys who
how
haven't
many?
been in that program.
If he wins, let's just say,
If
I
he
know
win
what you're
5
saying.
games, he'd go.
5 games.
This year. If he win 5 games this year, he'd go.
Okay.
And I like to see
Okay.
it. It's just you can't overcome the schedule and the talent that's on other teams. Like it's too soon. Like Bama's get giddy, they get excited. Like I'm psyched that Bama got the job. I'm psyched he's being himself. He not like he doesn't have to bend over to get the job and do stuff a different way. He get to be himself. He get to be the face and the mouth of the team. Pause. So I'm excited for the future. But for Bama to expect it to turn around in 1 year, it's to me that's just unreasonable to ask. And Bama's just wishing on a star. I'd like to see it, of course, but to think it could possibly happen is rough.
Yeah,
And that's how you get Bama's fired, when you get the expectations. That's kind of what they want you to do, to be like, oh, yeah, this about to happen, boom, boom, boom. And then when the disappointment happened, like the 2000 Skins when they had Deion and all them free agents, it made it worse because Bama was like, oh, Super Bowl, Super Bowl.
Yeah,
No,
you're
that's
right.
not how it works in football.
You're right, though. You're right. No, before we get out of here, Bud Crawford's mom never told him I love you, dog.
And kept
She
telling him
was
somebody was going to whoop his ass. Paying the
dog.
kids in the neighborhood
She was
$10.
paying kids in the neighborhood to beat them up.
Don't get me
Dog.
started.
She should be locked up right now for how she.
So 2 things. Maybe we stick to the one. But like when you transfer those kind of things over to like a father, a lot of times that's the Bama's that drive their son to get to the league. So her being like that with him is part put a big chip on his shoulder, and one of the reasons why this Bama made it and excelled at the level he did.
Mhm.
But that's toxic, dog. That's terrible motherhood.
Terrible motherhood, though.
Because mother's
I
supposed to
can
be
imagine.
nurturers.
I hope the Bama got counseling or is getting counseling because the
I told you
Bama
his heart is
probably.
made of gold, dog. Like he
Oh
decided to be
yeah,
the complete opposite. That man heart made
dog.
of gold. I ain't gonna say why, but his heart gold.
Dog, he found somebody who love him, dog. I just that
That's what it's
just
about.
gotta. Oh, I would not fight that Bama under no circumstances. A
He not
Bama
that
never
the
heard
Bama
a
like
lady.
5'7", Harold.
No, dog. I fight Jake Paul and beat him up before I
He
fight Buddy
Sue.
Crawford. Yeah, I don't care,
You
dog.
wildin'.
I don't care. Bud
I weigh
Crawford
that man by
hard,
100 pounds.
yeah. That yeah, I don't know, bro. If you had to go 10 rounds with either
I
boxer,
couldn't
you
go 10
choosing
rounds with anybody. I couldn't go 10 rounds with you. But what I'm, yeah, I need UFC. I got 3 rounds and a possible. First and foremost, I ain't going 10 rounds nowhere with no type of human being that can go 10 rounds. That's an L for me. But if we talking about knockout in
if
the first three
if
rounds,
you got get in the ring with Bud Crawford or Jake Paul, who you choosing?
I feel like I'd knock both of them out. I probably wouldn't knock Crawford out. I feel like I'd knock Jake Paul out. But Crawford ain't gonna knock me out either. I outweigh this man by 100 pounds. I might be leading
Yeah,
on the cards after 3 rounds. Now when we get to 10, 11, when we get to 7, 8, 9, then I'm gonna
it's
be
going to
on
tie.
Linguini. Yeah, but I'm leading on the cards in the first 3 rounds. Let me see how
Oh,
tall this
yeah.
Bam is.
He's
He might
tall
be
enough,
five
though.
seven,
Nah, he ain't 5'7", dog. If he 5'7", that change everything. I wreck that Bama if he 5'7", bro.
5'8".
That Bama's a girl.
I got young as a bit taller than that, dog. Stop it.
He a young in height, dog. Yeah,
And
I
weigh
might
147.
for 100K, I'd do it. The Bama still beat me up though. I ain't even gonna get hold you. Bud Crawford, that Bama can box. He looked like a Bama who beat me up when I was a kid anyway. When I was, when I was like 10, 11, Bama beat me up, dog. Bad, dog.
You
He put
whooping
the
Spence
balls up.
too? Spence about your size.
Nah, I don't know. Spence now, I could beat up Spence, dog. I feel Spence
He like Ronda Rousey now. That Bama brain fried after the loss.
once he
It
got
turned
beat
into a
up,
different
dog,
person.
that over, dog. Anybody he fight here on out, he gonna get beat up, dog. Because the Bama just he off the drunken noodles, dog. He just yeah. So mm-mm.
You know, Bama's gonna be like, yeah, these Bama's talking about they can whoop professional boxers.
Dog. It's not even. It's it's the height and the weight,
Size
dog. It's
matters,
just
though.
yeah, size matters, yeah. So just keep it like that. But yeah, dog. Yeah. So follow us at OSS 980 at Other Side of Sports. Shout out to Wes Buffy. Shout out to Sports J. Lance J Radio, Sports Talk Tasha, Jenna Garcia. Shout out my man Rob. I'm trying to get him on the podcast. We do some collabo stuff together. And we out.